What if very low intelligence and extremely high intelligence could lead to something surprisingly similar? Not because they are the same, not because they come from the same cause, but because both can place a person so far from the average mind that connection itself starts to break. I was in the early years of high school when I first wondered about this. I was sitting in chemistry class, bored by the subject, so I turned to my notebook and wrote down ideas that interested me. Around that time, I had come across the Gaussian curve in a book I was reading. I kept staring at it, and that was when the thought hit me. At one extreme, low cognitive ability can make everyday learning, communication, and independence much harder. At the other, extremely high intelligence can create a very different life, but sometimes a strangely similar feeling disconnection from the people around you. These are not equivalent conditions. The causes are different, the challenges are different. And no, extremely high IQ is not officially a mental disorder. A large 2022 study even found that highly intelligent people do not show a higher overall rate of mental disorders than average. But other research shows something more complicated. When people develop far outside the norm, social and emotional mismatch can still become very real. Most people think high IQ is only an advantage. Faster learning, faster reasoning, better pattern recognition, but at the extreme, speed itself can become a social problem. You may understand the pattern before other people even understand the question. You may hear a conversation and already know where it ends. You may notice contradictions no one else reacts to. And after a while, the world does not start to feel slower, it starts to feel lonely. The problem is not intelligence itself. The problem is distance from the norm. At both ends of the curve, communication with the average person may become harder, not for the same reason, but with a similar result misunderstanding, frustration, and isolation. One person may struggle to keep up with the world, the other may struggle to slow down enough to stay connected to it, and when that mismatch happens over and over again, it does not just affect conversation, it affects friendship, belonging, self image. A person can start to feel unseen, not because nobody cares, but because real mutual understanding becomes rare. So, is extremely high IQ a disorder? No, but at the far edge, it can still wound a person in ways that feel deeply psychological. Because at the extremes of the curve, the real problem is not ability, it is distance. And sometimes, on opposite ends of that distance, people can experience the same kind of loneliness.